What tools are available for landlords to manage the finances of their property business? Well, I've been to Accountex North and let me share with you today some of the different things that I found that I think will be useful for you and your business. Hi, I'm Kimberly Shapcott, qualified chartered accountant, property investor and entrepreneur. Let's sit down and have a chat. Welcome to Accountex North. I thought I'd give you a little sneak peek at what was happening at the convention, where suppliers can share their wares with the accounting industry, and I attended to support Ask the Accountant, which we'll come back to later. However, my other focus was wondering to see what I could find for landlords. And there are many suppliers giving all sorts of solutions, so I thought I would narrow down a few to give you some direction of where to start when looking for solutions. So let's jump into our first solution, and our first solution is a software called Hammock. Now, Hammock is an accounting software that is specifically aimed for landlords. And when I say specifically aimed for landlords, we're not just simply talking about for landlords in the guise that it'll do your accounting. It will also do the landlord things for you as well. So I will be doing a bit of a demo on Hammock shortly to share with you how it actually works. But let me just give you an idea of what it can offer. It can offer you where you've got a mixed portfolio with some of your properties in your own name, maybe some in joint names, maybe some in a limited company, and it can deal with all of that by using something called their portfolio function, and you can show all of your separate different groupings independently. It will connect up to your bank, so that does mean that you'll be able to just connect hopefully that specific bank account for your property transactions onto it, so that you will be able to then reconcile those transactions to a specific property. You can keep track of your mortgages, you can keep track of your gas certificates, you can keep track of any rent arrears and things like that. So it's a really great solution for landlords and those with things in companies and in their own name to be ticking the box as Making Tax Digital comes into play, as well as those that have company requirements as well. So definitely one to have a look at, and I'll be seeing if I can get some sort of demo with the guys at Hammock to share with you what a great software solution this one is. Moving on to some other accounting software, and one of my favorites, QuickBooks Online, which works amazing for all sorts of different options available. From here you can see they've got some offers on as well, and QuickBooks is a really cost-effective as well as great solution for those who have more corporate avenues, I would personally say, and have limited companies with profits in, to make sure that they're ticking the boxes of how you need to prepare your company accounts each year. They can do things for sole traders or those that are doing property in their own name, but this for me is a really great solution for those with company limited accounts for their properties. Now this one, it does what you'd expect all sorts of accounting software is. I do think they are quite user friendly for non-accountants these days, so with a bit of training, and check out the QuickBooks chap on YouTube if you need any help on how to process things. That really will help you get the best out of the software to be pulling things together, so when your year-end accounts are needed, that they will be able to be produced, pulled together and dealt with. Let's move on to another one, Xero, which again is one I know many property investors work with, and again another great solution, cloud-based, and it will give you the bank feeds that you will have on the other solutions, so Hammock and QuickBooks as well as Xero, all have bank feeds available, so you can bring in your company bank accounts. The price of Xero tends to be a little higher, but then they do have quite a lot of property focused reports that are available on the software, so hopefully it will give you all of the information available to you. Like on QuickBooks and Xero, both of these software solutions allow you to put classes and different tags onto transactions, so you can go down into the individual properties to see how each is performing if you are putting the right tags and solutions onto them. And this is also a great feature of Hammock. So you've kind of got all these different ones that are giving you, hopefully, the finite data that you need to manage your property portfolios. This software also has added feature if you are using bookkeepers and others, because you can do approvals and different things like that, which will give you some great ability to manage, especially if you have an organisation which is growing and there is more of you. So you do want transactions approving before something happens, which is definitely one of the features Xero has above the other solutions. Now let's just talk briefly now about a bank. And it was really nice to meet someone from Allica Bank, who are a bank that are very much a relationship-based bank. So definitely someone to maybe have a word with. They are interested in speaking to businesses who are out there. Allica is a really interesting one, as they're very much a relationship-based bank. They don't have branches per se, so you can't walk in and speak to them, but they do look at different lending criteria. So if you're looking for commercial mortgages, they invest in property, so they can offer borrowings of 150k to 10 million. They have savings account, which are quite decent rates from what their literature says. Check out the website for what they may have. And they're very much on the phone talking to you, rather than trying to hide away from you and get everything digital. So definitely, if you're looking for a new bank, maybe someone to have a chat with, see if they may be the right solution for you and your business, as we know banks are interesting to get bank accounts with these days, especially as you get into the property world. One of the newer ones that I wanted to talk about is one called Apron, which was a really interesting product. It's one I've seen a number of times, but one that I thought I would share with my audience today, as they've got quite a number of different features. Now, one of them which is really intriguing to me and is one we are looking at to see how we can help and support clients with it, is paying payroll. So for any of those investors that do have a team who they have agents or people working for them to help manage their portfolios, then there's a great solution where you can use Apron to actually make all the payments to the payroll. So rather than have to go through and enter every person's details and put all the different information in, you can upload a file and it will sort out the payment process on the specific day, so that it makes it easier for you to do. You can also do that with your bills. So if you are having invoices and different things that you want to pay, you can actually start using their batch payer suppliers solution, which you can put all your invoices together, upload the information, and then send it out to make sure that the payments get made. So again, another great option depending what you're doing. And they also do have the option of invoice capture, so you can take pictures of your invoices and send them over to your solution for your bookkeeping. So again, more things that are working with, and Apron currently integrates with QuickBooks and Xero, so it works with the solutions we've already been speaking about today as a way of getting your information in at hopefully a reasonable cost, and basically making your life easier, which is why we're obviously looking at some of these things. There's also expenses that you may need to keep track of, and again, Apron can help you deal with that side of things, and you can snap your expenses and put them onto the mobile app, and then they can get processed all together in one place to keep things together. One of the nice things with Apron is they do have some free options, as well as you develop and grow, they get into paid for options as well. So there's quite a lot that they've got going for them, and definitely something worth having a look at to see if it may be a good option for you and your business. that now leads me into introducing one of the reasons I was at Accountex North supporting Ask the Accountant. They are a great podcast that is definitely worth tuning into, especially if you've got questions to be asking an accountant, and they talk about all sorts of different things on their podcast that may be of interest to some of you. And I was privileged enough to be able to sit on the podcast and have a chat with Aaron Patrick, who is one of the presenters of the podcast, which I will share with you as soon as that is released. And there's also some other great persons who have been on the podcast, including some interesting fellows in the profession. We've got Grace Hardy here, she's an accountant who started on TikTok, so she may be someone who is of interest to find a bit more about, as she started a business and got that going. If you are looking at getting a business started, there is a gentleman from Allica Bank with Johan, another of the two presenters on Ask the Accountant. And then we've also got Rachel Harris, who is Accountant and she has a big presence online, helping those in business with different ideas and organisation techniques to help run your business better. So do check out some of these different people and check out the podcast to find out more about different topics.
Hopefully today you've discovered something that may be useful for your business. If you have any questions, then please do leave a comment. Please like the video and do subscribe to the channel, and let's make tax less taxing.